Hello C6 users, this short tutorial is going to discuss a little bit about the alerts, why you might want to use them, and then how you go about actually getting an alert on the C6 portal. Now most of us are used to checking our email, okay? We all probably get too much email and we're flooded, and that makes a lot of sense. But there's also the notion of making sure that we're finding out about information. Now with everything going in a bunch of different ways on C6, the best way to make sure that you get notified is to use that normal pattern of things that you check, and that's your email. So a lot of people have asked how they can make sure that they get an email anytime things change on the C6 site. And that's going to be to use this alert me. Now every content, announcements, calendars, documents, which all of these are all one document library now, so documents, discussions, tasks, and links, all of those have a separate alert me tool. So in order to use that, there's a couple of different approaches here. The first is that members themselves could actually create an alert for themselves on whatever content that they'd want. So if you want to add an alert for your for the announcements area within C6, you would just click announcements, click somewhere in a blank area just to activate the ribbon. That's kind of how it works in SharePoint 10. So I just kind of put my mouse in here and I clicked, and then the ribbon just appeared for me. A little different in documents, but pretty much the same approach. Just click on a blank area for documents and the ribbon appears, and the alert me is right here, so right around in the middle of the page. So anywhere where you want to get an alert. So if you want to get an alert every time a document's added, create an alert there. If you want to get an alert every time an announcement is added, activate that ribbon and click the alert me right here. If you want to get an alert every time somebody adds an event to the calendar, you can click this alert right here. Although most of us use Outlook, and it's a lot nicer to add the C6 calendar to your Outlook. Of course, this is an Internet Explorer only feature right there, but the alerts are also another way. So let's click there, and I can set an alert on this list. If I'm in a document library, it'll say set an alert on this library. So if I click on that, it's going to give an alert title. Now you can change this and make it whatever you want to make it as a user, and you could say C6 Basic Skills Calendar if you want to. And this is what the subject line of the email is. So when anybody adds to the calendar, you'll get an email with this subject line. Now, as the owner of the site, members will not have the ability to do this, but the owners, like Rebecca Strong for the Basic Skills team, she can actually go and add alerts for other users. So she could click on this little icon right here. She could add other users, like I will pick on our IT guy here at West Hills, and I can add an alert for Paul, and I can continue adding people in this fashion by just typing their name inside this box. And I can add as many users as I want. Again, I recommend using this box to do your searching, so you make sure not to get the wrong user. Okay, and then choose the email option, and then go through these change types. It gives you a little bit of information over here along the left as to what these mean. For a calendar event, it might not be necessary to send a notice immediately, maybe just a daily or even a weekly summary of when to receive those. And then you can choose the time and or day of the week that you want them sent. Then you just click OK. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Paul here. I'm going to leave Rebecca on there. I'm going to click OK. And now that end user is going to get an email. It's going to look like this. You have successfully created an alert for C6 Basic Skills Calendar. Now, that said, the end user will get this if they create it for themselves, but how does the owner of a site, if the owner decides they want to create an alert for everyone, how does the owner go and check the alerts on their site? Let me bring this email up just so you can see it. See, it just tells you you've created an alert for that calendar, and because it's a calendar item, Outlook knows that, and you can connect to that calendar if you want to using your Microsoft Outlook. But it does give you a link, and so from that point on, anytime someone adds something to the calendar, I will get a notice about it. I can actually undo this if I'd like to, and I'll show you. I can come back here to the alerts, and I can say manage my alerts for this site. and I can come back down here and I can delete it if I want to. So if I get tired of getting these alerts because I'm checking the C6 portal all the time, or for some other reason, I can check there and just delete that alert. I'm going to go ahead and keep my alert there. Now for the owner, if the owner is going to add the alerts for every member on the site, the best approach for the owner to check to see who's got an alert and who doesn't is to click Site Actions, come down to Site Settings, and one of the options here is User Alerts. Now this is a little clunky because it doesn't work tremendously well, but I can see on this pull down menu that the only two people that have alerts in this site are Rebecca Flores, and she's got one for the calendar, and myself, Thomas Robb. So there's my alert. That's the only alerts I have on that site. As additional users set up alerts for themselves, or as the owner sets up additional alerts, they can check that by looking at this pull down menu and seeing all areas of the sites and what frequency they're using that end users have alerts set up for. So I hope that watching this video helped understand alerts and the two approaches. It can be end user driven, or the owner, or in this case what we call our red team leaders, have the ability to do it. Thanks for watching this video.